Hey everybody, welcome to Sam Livecast. I guess this is how-to week. We started off with how to sear scallops Why do I have to do that? how to sear scallops properly for Susan on Monday. And now we're gonna do how to make pizza dough in 3 minutes.
Who's this for?
I don't know. This is just because a conversation I had with
It's for Dave.
It's for Dave. Dave, this is how you do it. It's really easy. I know people buy the dough in the tube, and I have done that myself. I know that people can buy the ready-made pizza dough balls in a plastic bag at all kinds of supermarkets, but I also know how easy it is to make. And once you make it, you can do a million things with it. So here's how it starts. You're gonna use somewhere between 2 and 2.5 cups of flour. So we're gonna start with 2 cups, does not have to be sifted. Just that, there's one. And if you take a look, the S blade is in my processor. That's what we're using. There's 1, here's 2. All right. I need a teaspoon of sugar and a teaspoon of salt. The sugar is going to be food for the yeast that's going to go in a second. So a teaspoon of sugar, teaspoon of salt, one of these little, I don't even know how much this is, one of these little tiny baby packets of instant yeast. That's what's important here, not the regular yeast. This is the fast-acting instant yeast. This goes in. We only need 2 other things. We need some warm water. Warm?
Yep.
So what activates the yeast is the warm water, and then the yeast expands by eating the sugar.
Got it.
That's just basic food chemistry.
Guess I don't know it.
But I know that's. And you want the water somewhere around 130-ish degrees. I know my water taps out somewhere around 140, so I don't have to get quite there. I need 3/4 cup, and I need a tablespoon of good olive oil.
Here's the extent of my food chemistry. Heat changes things.
Heat does change things. It's a very important concept. So, tablespoon of good olive oil, like that. Well, that's getting hot, and I'm wasting water here in California. Sorry, nobody turned me in. I'm going to get a bowl. Because, well, it makes in only a couple of minutes. It's got to sit for about a half hour, 45 minutes to sort of rise a bit. So olive oil in here, and we just rub it around because we don't want the dough ball to stick once we have it made. See how my water's doing. If I turn the water to the hot side, I'm going to have a much better chance of getting hot water than if I turn it to the cold side.
Yeah.
Stupid me. My water takes a long time to get hot because it comes from far on the other side of the house where the garage is where the water heater is. I suppose I should put in one of those little instant hot things. I suppose in these days of drought, standing here with instant hot water makes a lot more sense than.
Probably.
I could have also boiled the water.
That's true.
But did I think about that?
Nope.
It's starting to get warm.
It's okay, you're sick.
I'm fine.
You just said warm water, right? Not hot?
Not boiling. But I want it around 132 degrees. 130 degrees. If it's not hot enough, it's not gonna activate the yeast. The yeast isn't gonna do what it needs to do to turn this into dough. All right, 130 on the nose, 3/4 cup. Let's go. Come. Over there. Everything goes in. This is nothing if not simple. Turn it on, and now I'll start to pulse it. And what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the dough pull away from the sides and come together. It's pretty good. I'm gonna give it just a little bit more flour. Just a little bit. Put this back on. Perfect. Careful, careful with this thing. There you go. You want to be able to form it into a nice little ball. Don't manhandle it too much. Drop it in there. Get yourself a piece of saran. Cover it up well. Get out. And put it someplace warm, not hot, not with heat underneath it. There's no heat here, it's just generally a warm area. 35 to 40 minutes. After 35 to 40 minutes, we can make stuff with it. And I'll show you one of the things that I like to make. Hey, I have a simple request. When you're done watching this, not now, when you're done, call a friend, tell them you just watched this, you liked it, they should watch. Turn people on to us. That way we can do more, better, bigger things for you. Promise. More people watch, you get more better shit at home. You get more better stuff at home. Promise. See ya. All right, so 45 minutes-ish later, look how it's risen. It's beautiful.
It has risen.
It has risen.
Wow.
And so now the beautiful part about this is that you can use this for all kinds of things. Of course, you could make pizzas, pizza dough with it. You could make calzones. But one of the things I like to make is kind of a doughy-ish bread. And we're going to do that. You could go outside and do this, or we could just do what we're doing here. So I'm just going to take a little ball of it. Put some olive oil on the pan. I just find that this helps it spread a little bit. So we're just making a very simple, easy little, like cheesy bread. Okay. You put it on the heat. Now the thing about this is if it's too hot, the outside will burn before the inside does its thing and gets nice chewy bready. So you can't have this too hot. If you were doing this outside on your grill, you'd want to do it on indirect heat. So if you got 3 burners like this, 1, 2, 3, turn off the middle one, and that's where you would, my fingers don't work that way very well. And that's where you would do the dough, right there in the middle. But I'll just take this, it's got this oil now on the bottom, and I'm lay it down gently like a blanket. Now in about 5-ish minutes, you're gonna see what it's done on the bottom side, and that's when we're gonna flip it. Doesn't matter what shape it is, make it whatever you want. Just telling you, if you're trying to get it perfectly round, it's not gonna happen, so don't even bother. Okay, so come. At this point, here's what we're gonna do. This side is looking good, right? Oh. So to give this guy a little bit of oil. Flip him over. Oh, it smells like bread. Therein lies the beauty of a grill pan. Back up for 1 second, Max. And now here's all we're gonna give it. If I had some, what did I do? basil olive oil. Basil olive oil, watch. So a little drizzle here, just a tiny bit. Flavor, right? And then this cheese bit. And then just some of this. You could use mozzarella, you could use Monterey Jack. This is Monterey Jack. I generally don't keep mozzarella, I don't know why. Shredded. Cheese has got its own level of salt, but at this point, I just give it a tiny little sprinkle of kosher salt and a little pepper. There you go. Just let that do its thing now. It's going to need another 5 minutes or whatever it had on the other side. And you're going to see how great it is. You can see it's starting to melt. The cheese is starting to melt. That's what you want. And so here it is.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Ow. Doughy. Ow. Pull aparty. It's perfect. It's just like a, of course you could cut it. If you had a garlic infused oil, you could use that. Well, it's really good. And what I like is it's still kind of like a little doughy inside, and the melty cheese, and but the point of make your own dough, because you can just do an ass load of stuff for it. All right, so halfway through, two-thirds of the way through how-to week. We'll be back Friday with something equally as easy and delicious. See ya.